Why, hello. This is Jared at Subway, and today I have for you a 48 and 5 domination on Village, where we absolutely dominate. And in my video a couple days ago, I asked what type of real life story you guys would want to hear, and the only response that I really got was a time when I was scared shitless and a time when I was lost. So I thought to myself, when was I last scared, shitless, and lost at the same time? And it was actually when I was 17, so about a year and a half ago, I would guess. And I'm not sure many of you guys would know, but in Sacramento there's this street, and this is like a street you kind of just try to avoid. It's called Watt Avenue, and this is like the ghetto street. Like, you drive down this street, there's this famous hotel that rents rooms by the hour, and you can just see girls just hanging out in the doorways in bikinis, and it's winter time. And that's generally the environment. Like, there's just tons of ghetto people, and I don't know if many of you guys know, but I'm just as white as possible. Like, I'm German and Irish, so I mean, no matter what, I don't really fit in. And it was about 12 p.m. like it's like about midnight, and my friend decided that he wanted me to come over, and he gave me his address, and it turns out that he lived like a street just like barely like right off from like the middle of all the ghetto. And so I decided I was gonna go there. I had my GPS, I had it all worked out, but right when I got onto Watt Avenue, like right in the worst area of it, like right before you turn off to go to where his little neighborhood is, my phone just dies, and I completely have no idea which turn I was supposed to take. So I'm driving around Watt Avenue. I'm in this really nice Mustang, and everybody else is driving like these Cutlasses and Oldsmobiles that are like all old and junky, but some reason have 30-inch rims, and they're lifted up and green. And so I'm just basically sitting out like a sore thumb, and I don't really understand why they do that. Like, they take like the oldest, junkiest piece of shit cars that like their paint's like chipping off and all kinds of shit, and then they just put huge rims on it. And like, oh yeah, this thing is cool. Swag right here, man. But anyways, my phone's dead. I have no idea how to get to his house, and so basically at that point I thought I was screwed. But I didn't want to go home, because at that point, if I had gone home, my parents were actually still up, and they wouldn't have let me gone back because they were already a bit nervous about me going down that direction. And so I decided that I was going to try to find an outlet, like to plug in my phone and charge it, because I had my charger, but I just didn't have anywhere to plug it in. So I was driving around like places like Bel Air and stuff, just looking at the outside of it to see if there was any actual plugs out there. Turns out there's not, and the places were all closed because it was like 12 p.m. And so I ended up stopping at this gas station. I swear I have never been like quite as scared as I was right then, because I get out of my car, and there's these three black chicks just standing off to the side. These three fat black chicks. They're just looking at me and just like laughing, like they know something was up. Like, they knew I was completely out of place, and I was scared out of my mind. And so I go inside the place, and sitting behind the counter is just this super tall, lanky guy with long ass gray hair. Like, his hair went down to the middle of his back, and it was just like gray. He looked like seriously the freaking Grim Reaper. Like, he could be the Grim Reaper or something like that. Like, he would be the killer guy in a scary movie. He would be the guy that like pops out with a fucking hatchet and breaks through your door and murders your whole family. And so I asked him if he has any plugs I could use to charge my phone, and he looks at me like I just came in there and asked if I could screw his daughter or something like that. Like, I made the most absurd type of request ever. Like, I even said that I would buy something if I need to, but he just said no and basically told me to get out. And as I left, I noticed that there was these two black guys with like wife beaters and tons of freaking gold necklaces and shit just standing next to my car. And that was probably the most awkward and scary moment of my life, just walking up, and I just got in my car, and they didn't do anything. I was so freaked out they were gonna fucking try to like jump me or steal my car or something like that. Because I mean, like, they were really just like standing right next to my freaking car door. Like, I had to ask them to move aside in order to do it, in order to get in, pretty much. So in my head, I was just done. Like, that was far enough. There's people freaking casing out my car, and the Grim Reaper was telling me to get lost as black chicks looked at me and laughed at how out of place I was. So I basically decided that I was just going to go home. But first of all, I would go get food, so it wouldn't be a complete waste of time. So I went off to this little McDonald's that actually looked like sub-decent, like it wasn't going to be filled with people who were going to jump me and steal my shit. So I'd go inside there because I figured I might as well go inside and look for plugs. And I just sat down, couldn't find any plugs anywhere on the wall, so I just sat down and was eating my chicken nuggets, enjoying myself, relaxing, hoping that nobody would come and stand next to my car again. But little did I know, someone had gone to the same fast food place, and they noticed that I was sitting in there before they actually went in. So they came in the back door and they snuck up and they grabbed me from behind, and I pretty much just like yelled and freaking turned around. And I was so fucking scared at that point. But it turned out that it was just my friend whose house I was actually going to. He had gone to McDonald's because he figured that I wasn't coming anymore because it was so late, and I stopped replying because my phone was dead. And that's pretty much how the night ended up. I followed back to his house, and we pretty much played World of Warcraft and things like that all night, because back in high school I used to be really into that. Well, more middle school really, but some in high school. I kind of got over the whole massive multiplayer online type thing, and now I'm more into first person shooters and things like that. But I was really high up in all the World of Warcraft stuff, and I was really into it for quite a while. But it just seems like such a waste of time now. Well, anyways, I hope that story kept you guys interested. I think for my next story I'm going to be talking about the first high school party that I ever went to, and how that all went down, and how things with my friend's sister tried hooking up with me. And I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary and it wasn't too boring, you know. But I don't know, I do what I do, and they give me suggestions, and I'll put out better videos if I know what you guys want. So please leave a comment with what you guys like to hear about my life, or just subjects, or whatever you guys would like. Tips, tricks, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. Just let me know what you want to see. And I really appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me. I mean, it helps a lot when you guys talk about it to your friends and you tell people online about my channel and things like that. I know some people have been doing that recently, and it's been bringing me some new subscribers. I really appreciate that, and I don't know, I'll never forget that. Like, you guys are the important ones. Like, if I ever get big or get to more people, like, you guys are gonna be the ones that I remember, and I really appreciate that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and make sure that you all are subscribed so you could hear some more of my stories in the future. Later, guys.